Welcome back to the F1 23 career mode here on the ChesnoidPlays channel. Thank you for your continued support of this save. I know it's not one of the highest viewed now we're into the F1 cycle, but I do want to commit to a full 12 months and longer term moving forward. Continued, consistent, regular Formula 1 content is probably the best way to phrase it, is what I'd like to do. Obviously, the Football Manager is still going live here on the second channel as well. The My Player continues to go strong also, so hopefully you're enjoying all of the variety of different content coming live here on the ChesnoidPlays channel. If you want to see all of the behind the scenes, then there is a link in the description to the Twitch channel where you can come and watch live. We're at the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix today. Imola, the old San Marino Grand Prix. We've upgraded the car slightly as per the last episode, but we've got a lot more on the way as a couple of things failed. We've kind of improved with Williams and closed up on Alpine as Haas have improved even further still as we approach Imola. A DNF in Bahrain, a 16th, a 15th, a 15th, and a frustrating 18th in Miami where things just did not go our way. But Baku and Miami were kind of outliers, really. Street tracks and tracks I'm not that strong at and tracks that don't really have that much grip and the AI are quite strong at. So here in Imola, I'm hoping to be more competitive. Whether I am or not remains to be seen, but it's certainly a track I'm a lot more comfortable with. So I hope to be quicker here. The weather is going to be indifferent on race day. The shortest, sharpest shower you could possibly imagine. Whether that actually means we have any wet racing or not, wet tyre racing or not, I don't know. It might not rain long enough or hard enough to force intermediates. Equally, it may do. And as you can see, it looks like it might get wet again, or wetter again towards the end. And if there's any safety cars, like in Miami, then maybe there'll be more rain at the end of the race. So it could be a real topsy-turvy one. We'll head to practice, though. We'll try and get as many resource points as we can. We've still got 600 or so in the bank, and we'll add to that as we progress through. Older parts are in at the moment. I think indeed they are, so that's fine. We've got one pending, the older energy store, and the driver standings and constructor standings look as you see them there. I'm yet to contribute to Alfa Romeo's total, but hopefully at some point between now and the end of the season, we will do. Let's head to Imola. I'm happy enough with my pace here at Imola. I'm hoping that I'm not going to be last. I'm also hoping that I'm not going to be close to last either. We live in hope, but I'm relatively confident I can make it to Q2 and then actually have, for the first time in a couple of rounds, some stronger race pace, which is where we've been lacking recently. We've qualified well, but race pace has been rubbish, pal! So let's be better in race pace next time, shall we? Let's just go and maximise our resource points and development boosts, and then we can go and qualify. Quick practice 3, and then come out of practice 3. Fresh bits in the car, practice dealt with. We had 600 odd resource points before. Now we're going to get another 700 odd. There, so that sends us up to nearly 1900. We must have gained some somewhere else as well, because we were on 600 odd. Or were we on 900? No, I'm sure it was 600 something. And then just then it said we were starting on 1100, so I'm not sure where the extra few came from. I'll take them.
Keep in mind that practice is useful to get.
Oh, so actually it's calling me out for skipping some practice sessions.
Also helps us gather data for car development.
Ah, leave me alone. I'm going to go to qualifying. Hopefully I can prove him wrong. As we start the session, Logan Sargent is coming up on a flying lap behind his teammate, who's drifted wide, and then he just drives straight into him. That's Logan Sargent out of qualifying. He'll be starting last today. Well, 15.7. 15.7 is a really good lap. We might be able to get through to Q2 with just one run here. Let's wait and see what happens. We're 7/10 off Max Verstappen at the front, but we are considerably comfortable to those behind. I've got a full second on Kevin Magnussen. I don't think I'm going to go again. I'm going to pray that track evolution is fine, and I think we should be comfortably through to Q2 here. I hope that was Bottas's name that was tumbling there and not mine. It was. Oh! Panic over. Alex Albon with a 5-place grid penalty, presumably for causing a collision, even though it was his teammate, really, that ran into him. Yep. Collision with Sergeant, grid penalty. I guess Alex should have... Maybe, no, he didn't leave the track, so he didn't necessarily re-enter dangerously, but Sergeant just came through on a flying lap and just ran into him. Like, it's on Sergeant being the car behind to avoid the car in front of him that's on track. He might have got a penalty for blocking, but certainly shouldn't have had a penalty for the collision, I don't think. Oh well, Alex Albon will start 19th, and Logan Sargent will start 20th. Not a great qualifying session for the Williams, but Valtteri's through, I'm through, and hopefully, maybe, considering I only did one run there, maybe we might be able to get ourselves through to Q3 for the second time this season. Just under 2/10 slower than Ocon. We might be on for a 13th, maybe. A good exit and drive to the line as quickly as possible and get around that corner. And I think that's P14. 14, 13. Oh no, it was P11. Well, best of the rest then. We top Q2 for those that get eliminated rather than those that go through, unfortunately. But a P11 is not bad, considering we're Season 1 in an Alfa Romeo. We'll take that. I got 2.5 or so tenths ahead of my teammate, which we'll take. And, mate, 300ths, and I'd have been into Q3 again. Not to worry, P11 is decent, and we've saved a set of tyres as well by not going through to the next session. So, hopefully, a good race. Quali pace has been better than race pace everywhere so far, though. I'm not expecting points, but I do feel more confident in my race pace here than I did in both Miami and Baku. So, hopefully, there have potentially been some penalties to give us an extra couple of positions off the start, but they're into the mid-14s. Wow. With the pole times, that's a full second faster than where we were. We were like 15.5 or 15.6, I think, at the end of Q2, which, to be fair, only a second off the front runners is still decent, and I do start 10th. I do start 10th. Who took the penalty? Alex Albon has his penalty. Oh, and he made it through. Alex Albon made it through, so he will start 14th. I'll start heading. Gasly takes a penalty to the back of the grid as well, which helps because he was relatively close in terms of quali pace to us. His teammate Esteban Ocon is right behind me. We shall wait and see what everyone else is doing strategy-wise. I'm probably thinking starting on the mediums. And it looks like the majority of everyone else is starting on the mediums as well. I don't think the hard tyre is the call yet. We will potentially go medium hard and then something from there.
This is our engine supplier's home Grand Prix,
of
which
course.
means there's a lot of very important people here behind the scenes.
Well, thanks for ramping up the pressure.
To watch today, plus a good result might make my post-race meetings a little bit easier.
Yeah, you and me both, pal. So my projected and personalised... Oh, God. My personalised is a lot slower. Look at that. A lot slower. 83.41. 83.55. Okay, well, I will probably go medium, then hard, then soft. Because I'll probably have to make the tyres last. So I'll try and do what I can. But I don't think my softs are going to last more than 15 laps or so. So we'll judge we'll judge what tyre we go to next after the first set of mediums once we know how far the first set of mediums have taken us. But driving with the soft tyres right from the off is just a straight up bad idea because the car is going to be super heavy. My tyre wear is high anyway. So I'm going to try and finish as high as possible. But starting P10, I don't expect to get any points. But you never know. There is the likelihood of potentially a safety car or two here at Imola. So we'll start on the mediums. And I'd love to finish 12th or 13th. I don't know how positive I am of doing so, but that would be a good finish. I'd like to set a PB, let's put it that way. Our best possible position so far this season is a P15. And I'd like to finish higher than 15th, certainly. So let's go and try and do that. 5 lights and Lewis with a dead start. Really dead start for the Mercedes on the soft tyre. Try and block in the cars behind me here, although my teammate's going around the outside here. And we've lost... Well, Valtteri's had A, warning for me with a collision with him. I'm not sure about that. B, Valtteri's had a rocket start. Up to P10 already. We're down to P12, but there's a long way to go. I'm tentative at the start, to say the least. Because it's not a great, wide, open track to go into turn 1. And it's an awkward braking zone where you're kind of braking, but not braking fully. Accident waiting to happen. As those that watch live on stream will very well be aware. P12 then, on the first lap. Soft runner past us, teammate past us.
All right, let's focus now.
But very much in touch. Very comfortably within DRS range at the moment. Provided my tyres last well enough, it should be good, I think. Yellow flag in front, or behind, somewhere. Yellow flag somewhere. Oh, it's Lando Norris off the track. What's happened to Lando? It was a bit too tricky to just have a look at the minimap. Is he out? Or does he get bumped here? Oh, he's just straight up gone off wide there, look, Lando. He's battling with a Ferrari. Gets around the outside, keeps it on track, but bumps over the curb, runs off and gets caught in the gravel. And now just has to basically wait for everyone else to go past before he can rejoin the track, because that's right on the racing line there. So Lando going all the way to the back of the grid now with that mistake. Or back of the field, should I say. It's probably a better way to phrase it than back of the grid, but still. Lando all the way to the back. One of the Red Bulls, presumably Max Verstappen, has pieced out in front. The two Ferraris in hot pursuit. And then this whole train is stuck behind Sergio Perez right now. First time DRS is active for us now. This is the only DRS zone on the circuit. Might be undercuts that are the best way to try and make moves in this Grand Prix. With tyres actually doing okay right now. Tyre wear is better than I feared it would be at this stage. Still going to be pretty dead by the time we get to our first pit stop, but we may be able to go medium, soft. I'm presuming that Sergio Perez has some damage, because there's no reason why this whole train should be as slow as it is, but it's actually helping me. In fact, the entirety of the rest of the grid, from the front three and the languishing Lando Norris, are all in this one DRS train right now. I see Oscar Piastri has gotten past the Red Bull, so it must be Sergio Perez with some damage, presumably then. It is ensuring that this whole group, basically the whole grid, the whole, lot of everybody, stays where they are. If I keep making mistakes like that, I won't stay where I am very long. I have to use a bit more battery here just to try and stay ahead and defend from Tsunoda. I'm intrigued to know how long their softs last. So we'll wait and see exactly when they pit. That will probably help decide what we do later in the race. Yeah, he's definitely carrying some damage. There's a Mercedes past him now as well. Perez is in trouble here. Real trouble. Let's have a look and see if we can see any visible damage on his car. Sergio, damage do you have? Sergio, yes, very much so. Look at that. His front left end plate and part of his front wing significantly damaged. There are holes in his front left end plate. That is not going to be great for downforce. Sergio is carrying quite a bit of damage. Will probably change his front wing in the pits, I imagine, at the stop. But it's not causing him enough of an issue right now to warrant stopping early. It's a very long pit stop here at Imola, so anything you can do that could possibly help you avoid having to pit early, you'll do. But running at a slightly slower pace is helping our tyre wear, which I'm not going to complain about. Having to stop very abruptly there. But we got it done. We got it stopped. Yuki got a great run off the chicane. And actually, no, Sergio Perez pulled the trigger now. He is in the pits. I'm trying to save a bit of battery at this stage. Yuki Tsunoda will take me for P10 and we're back down to 11. That's fine. I'm all right with that. We're playing a longer game here. And now Ocon's gone wide and made the same mistake that Lando Norris did. So we're back up into the points again. P10 now. Just need my tyres to hold on, really. I might have to go medium hard. K-Mac having a look up the inside, but we're not going to let that go. Not having any of that, Kevin. I really need a bit of slipstream here as well. I'm going to defend the inside. Kevin didn't know which way to go. And by not knowing which way to go, we failed the position. Oh, he says as he then makes a mistake. Tony Hawk's it over the back. Oh.
You can win that place back.
Tony Hawk's it over the bloody curb. I'm going to try and hold on to P11 here, but it's forced me wide. That's not going to do my tyres any good, is it? We may well be going medium hard here. I need to close up on Kevin again and make sure I don't lose out on DRS. Yellow flags in front again. Is it for Kevin? It is. Kevin Magnussen is retiring from the Grand Prix from right in front of us. He is out. P10 again. Back into the points. The first retiree. There have been a couple of mistakes from people that have seen them tumble down the order, but they haven't retired. Kevin is the first that will not make the finish. Big gap in front now, but thankfully a sizable enough gap behind as well. So I'll just try and keep pounding the laps in. Extend this stint, or at least get this stint as far as 20 if I can. And then we'll see what we go to next.
Rain is forecast in just over 10 minutes.
Rain in 10 minutes?
In 10 minutes.
Wow, that predicted forecast has not been even remotely close to correct. We're on lap 12. It said it wasn't going to come until about the three-quarter stage of the race. Rain in 10 minutes is madness. I don't think, though, that my medium tyres will last that long. I don't know how many soft tyres I have. I could maybe think about going medium soft and trying to make it to the rain, but there's no guarantee that the rain is going to be hard enough. As we say, it looked like it was going to be a short, sharp shower. So the rain may well not be long enough to warrant any intermediate running. But then it did say it was going to get... It did look like it was going to get cloudier again later in the race. We went up to like 18% and a cloud rather than any sort of sunshine or rain with the last percentile on the prediction of the weather. So I've no idea what to do here. I think I'll probably just stick to the current plan and we'll see what the weather does. These mediums are now at the 25% drop-off point though. You notice how Tsunoda with his softs has fallen all the way off Bottas now as well. I think those soft runners are starting to struggle on their tyres. And Bottas has just taken Hamilton even. Those soft-tyred runners really are struggling unless Hamilton's got damage. For the Alfa Romeo to take the Mercedes is a real statement of the state of those soft tyres. I'm not really gaining on Tsunoda. I don't know whether I've had a bad lap or that's just the state of the tyres now. Sainz is in the pits, in fact. Soft runner in the pits already. And moving to hard tyres, Carlos Sainz. That's what my plan was of these mediums. So I might be following the same strategy. Whether Ferrari are quite the example to take, I don't know. Bottas now back behind Lewis Hamilton in front. Hamilton will have nailed him with DRS, certainly. Maintaining gaps behind right now. Albeit I'm having to concentrate very hard to ensure that I do.
To see some rain about 10 to 15 minutes from now.
So if I put hards on in 2 laps time on lap 19, they should comfortably take us to the rain. How much rain we have and how long that rain lasts remains to be seen. I think Yuki might pit this lap. He does indeed. Not the best or greatest of final sectors from me there.
We're approaching the pit window now, and you're going to be on hards next time.
Yeah, I might pit this lap to cover off a couple behind me that have just pit there as well. Come on then. Hard tyres to take me to the rain. Good stop, please, gents. Excellent stop,
mate,
gentlemen.
that's it.
Thank
Go,
you.
Go, go. That was a fantastic stop.
Down to
Faster than we
P17
were
for the
expecting.
time being. Make that 18 as Tsunoda goes through. But with many others left to pit still in a couple of laps' time, I think this is the right thing to have done.
You only have to stop once now. One stop left.
According to the weather forecast, it is to be a short, sharp shower. Then it will dry up again. Then it may rain again after that, but we don't know yet because that was beyond the end of what was the predicted forecast earlier on. Gasly's really struggling right now. He's dropping time hand over fist. He must have made a mistake, surely. He just lost half a second. Definitely locked up going into there, but he's lost even more time.
That's Gasly ahead. Okay, here's the gap that we're trailing the car ahead by. 8.
Bottas in the pits now.
They're on old mediums. Their tyres are 20.
Oh, he's still not pit,
Okay,
Gasly.
they've got 2 stops remaining. 2 stops
That's
remaining.
why he's losing
The car ahead has a damaged front
so much
wing,
time.
losing some performance.
He
This
does
could be
have
the
some
opportunity.
damage, apparently.
The time
We
last
didn't
lap
think
was
he had any. We couldn't see any
22.6.
when
Valtteri is in
we
for his
checked.
stop.
He did bump into the back of me, Pierre Gasly, but visually the car looked okay. He is now pitting, but he's taken that set of medium tyres a very long way. With a dodgy front wing, it's not going to end well for him today, I don't think, unless there's a safety car or the rain causes chaos. Making up a considerable amount of places here. Back up to P11 now after the pit stop. And we've more than halved the gap to our teammate because of the undercut. He now is on a better tyre. But we have a better tyre to go to at the end of the race, depending on how long the rain lasts and how much the race is left. Checo in the pits. He, of course, span earlier on, or went wide early on, and had to wait for everyone. No, Checo just had front wing damage, didn't he? So we've overtaken Sergio Perez now. Checo purely only had front wing damage, I think. It's his only stop so far, I'm pretty sure. And he hasn't changed his front wing either. Oh, wow. Okay. So no, it is his second stop. He's gone medium, hard, medium. So no, he did stop, didn't he? Lap 5, he stopped for a new front wing. And then went hards and has only taken them to lap 22. So he's only done a 17-lap stint on his hards, which is a decision, certainly. Not necessarily a great one, but right now,
Got information on Stroll. They seem to have an issue.
double Alfa Romeo points as it stands. And my first point, singular,
Okay, so
of the season.
The car ahead, 5.8 seconds.
Stroll behind as well has an issue. So he's going to be slow. Hopefully hold up some cars around him as well. Max Verstappen sets the fastest lap of the race. This tyre's doing okay so far. Ask again about the weather in a minute.
I've got some information
Oh,
on
Alonso.
They've got an issue with their
Wow.
car. They're going to be slow.
So both Aston Martins have an issue with their car here in Imola. Almost on the same lap. I wonder if it's an identical issue. And the Aston Martins have had some sort of technical failure this race weekend. Certainly doesn't look good for them right now.
Watch the conditions. We think there's
Rain coming pretty soon.
Be careful.
Hopefully then that means Alonso might be vulnerable later in the race if that issue is with him for the rest of the Grand Prix. It might just be a DRS failure, who knows, but they reckon he's going to be slow. We'll wait and see if Tsunoda, Hamilton and Bottas catch him. Keep an eye on those gaps on the minimap, those of you that are watching. This circuit is so much fun.
And gap to the car in front is 7.3 seconds.
Even if we weren't fast, I'd still be having fun around Imola. I think I just might have seen the first raindrop or two. Did indeed. Here it comes. Here comes the rain. How much of it? And for how long, though? Because it's such a long pit stop as well, it might just be worth powering through. Even if... like, I think we'd lose too much time pitting to inters to then pit back to dries again. It's just not worth it. I reckon the inter might be nearly the better tyre, but because the rain's not going to last long, it's not worth it.
Okay, dries seem like the best tyre for now.
You see how the puddles are starting to form. I'm going to be really careful with my throttle inputs now, but here comes Lando Norris. He's just much faster than me right now. And we're going to have to let the McLaren go. But try and stick with him if we can. Checo's coming too. See, he's less than a second behind now. And he's dragging Ocon with him. Puddles starting to form, but we will lose less time staying on dry tyres as the spray starts to kick up than we would switching to inters and then switching back again.
The tyre situation's pretty touch and go right now. We think the slicks may still be quicker, but it's very close, and you're going to struggle to keep them in the temperature window. The inters are ready for whenever you need them.
No one else is going to the inters yet, and if no one else is doing it and DRS is still active, I'm staying out. Ocon might also get me here. Really, you're gonna give me that as I pass the pits? No. Keep current.
Okay, you're doing well out there. Keep it up. We're looking at about 10 more minutes of rain. 10 minutes.
You've been saying 10 more minutes of rain
right now, dries or inters?
for freaking 15 minutes, pal. DRS is still active despite the situation, so we just got to power on. I'm not pitting. I'll be the only... well, some are in the pits. Some are in the pits.
We've got a lot
DRS
of
disabled.
energy. Okay to use your overtake button.
I am tempted, really tempted, to stay out. Temperatures are fine. My temps are still in the hundreds, although they are coming down.
Okay, the stewards have now disabled DRS. DRS is now disabled.
My temps are still up. I'm Zandvoorting it.
It looks like the weather's going to dry up in about 5 minutes' time. We're not certain which is the best tyre right now, dries or inters. Okay, so we're leading our teammate by 3.3 seconds. 5, maybe 10 minutes of this race.
Off.
Not sure whether dries or inters are faster. We're right on the crossover.
You've been saying 5 minutes for ages.
5.3 seconds.
And now you're saying 5, maybe 10. I committed to this strategy with you saying 5 more minutes, pal. Has Mark done me there?
It looks like we're running on a dry track soon. Back to dry shortly.
Back to dry shortly. Yeah, oh. Checo and Lando going through at the same time here. They're still going to be having a hell of a fight.
The rain's passing now, so expect it to ease up in the next few minutes. Be ready for the grip to come back, but don't overheat the tyres. We're not certain which is the best tyre right now, dries or inters.
Tyres are still at a decent temperature range considering how old they are, etc. Couple more laps and I'll pit for mediums. Yeah, the rain was just a little bit too long for this to have worked properly. DRS re-enabled again. So effectively, I've not gained anything and I've not really lost anything. We're still behind Perez and Lando, who are going to have overtaken me anyway. Now we're behind Ocon, but DRS is enabled again, the rain has stopped. And is it starting to come back to me? One might say so. They're all in the pits. And they are double stacking as well. Track is dry again.
The pit window and you're going to be on mediums.
So Sainz has got to try and take those mediums to the end, which he probably can do, but they will be dead. I'm going to try and get these hards to lap 42 or 3.
The gap to the car ahead is 0.6 seconds.
And then I'm going to pit for some mediums that will take me to the end. Not yet. I want to make sure that the medium tyres I put on get me to the end. If I pit 41, I think they will. I want them to get me to the end with a decent amount of pace as well. I could consider softs at the end, but I think it's probably better to put the mediums on, and then if there's a late safety car, or even a VSC, then I could put softs on to the end. Pitting then for medium tyres to take me to the end. Although we're half hoping for maybe a late safety car in about 10 laps time. But then I guess everyone could put on softs.
There seems to have been a problem removing the right rear wheel. We need to try and put it behind us though, and let's finish this race strong.
Not what I needed to try and make the strategy work. There are some that have put softs on. We've now just been lapped by Max Verstappen.
Up to speed now, let's get some heat into those tyres.
Which will make making it to the end with this set of tyres easier. But it's one lap less of time allowed to make it through the field. We might be very happy. Gasly's all the way in P19 and half a minute down. Gasly's had an absolute nightmare. I think what's happened to Pierre is that he took that front wing damage from bumping into me and they've just not changed his wing. So he's just out there struggling. Hoping those that are on the softs will either A, pit again, or B, be deathly slow at the end. Saw that Albon and Hulkenberg were both on softs. Fuel-wise, I've actually gone up because of the rain. I could have run significantly less fuel than we did. Right, now my aim would be to take both of these down the straight if I can. Yeah, they're still quite fast in a straight line. Just not round the corners. Hi Logan. Excuse me. Thank you.
Starting to catch the car in front, but we need to look after the tyres. We won't be making another pit stop.
Oh god, I was going way too fast. Bloody hell. I wasn't ready for that. No. Daniel's going to have to let Max through any second. Stroll's even pitting behind. Christ knows what's going on with him right now. Stroll's put softs on. That's what Stroll's done. Fair enough. Albon's getting dragged along by Esteban Ocon right now. Otherwise, I think we'd be closing in on Albon as his softs went off. There's still quite a way to go, to be fair. I'm hoping Albon pits, but I'm not sure if he will. Been dragged along very nicely. They have now caught up with Bottas as well. We're going to be getting to the point now where my high tyre wear at this circuit is going to level out my tyre advantage. Had a tyre advantage by a few laps, but now with my higher tyre wear, that tyre advantage is going to be levelled off, and it won't be too long before that tyre advantage over the other medium runners is actually then working against me, as it did in the first stint. Trying my best to close in on Daniel Ricciardo here, though we have cut the gap significantly. Ocon is now past Bottas, and Albon presumably will be soon as well. We were running 9 and 10. We may soon be running 13, 14. We'll be within DRS by the end of this lap on Daniel Ricciardo. Valtteri's tyres are... Oh no, he might have been letting Max through, to be fair. I was going to say, Valtteri's tyres are dead, but he lost 2 seconds, but he's the only one so far that's been lapped by Max. I gained some time by getting lapped by Max in the pits. Meaning that the time that everyone else is losing letting him by, I haven't lost. Now, annoyingly, Valtteri is going to get DRS of Max Verstappen here down the next straight. Fortunately for me, at least this time around, I am also going to get some DRS. I might have just absolutely buggered myself by not concentrating properly and nearly binning it in a wall, but we should take P14 here. Is Daniel going to go defensive? He's not. Up the inside. Yeah, kind of keep it on the track. I don't know as I hit him, though. I'm surprised that Alex Albon's been able to take his softs to the end at the pace that he has. Right, 7 seconds. This is going to be a personal best finish. Can I catch Valtteri Bottas? I don't think if we'd have pit onto the Inters with everyone else that I would have made it any further up than we're going to be at the end of this Grand Prix anyway. 6 seconds to gap to my teammate, 7 laps to go. Valtteri may be catchable by the end of the Grand Prix. Although my tyres are now past the 25% cut-off. And it is clouding over again.
Okay, radar is clear, weather is looking good for now. Dries definitely seem like the fastest tyre at the moment.
Although, even though the clouds are coming over, there is no chance of rain. If I drive well enough, I should be able to get my teammate before the end of the race. There he is. Albon's taken Ocon again. Having a good old battle there. Now, Ocon's not catchable. Not why T and Albon are... Well, they're only catchable if they have a massive battle. But if it's just DRS overtake after DRS overtake, then they're just going to maintain the gap at the very least. Definitely helped having recently done a creator series here. Yeah, if the rain had genuinely ended as fast as Mark was saying that it was going to, we'd have had a really strong finish. We'd definitely have gotten points. Where he was like, rain will be stopping in 5 minutes, and then it took genuinely 15 minutes for the rain to actually stop. We'd have been able to run these mediums and then a set of softs. And we'd have been very, very quick at the end of the race, and also significantly higher up. I'm going to get DRS here, because there's the detection point. I could think about having a go to get past Valtteri here, but it's probably pointless. He is my teammate at the end of the day. Let's not take him out the same way he took me out in Bahrain. And with DRS, thankfully, I will take my teammate here, and we will move up into P13. Just don't get on the grass and do what George Russell says. He backed out of that. One final overtake, 2 laps from the end. Because we've been lapped, we will only go to the end of 62, not 63. But the gaps to those in front hasn't come down enough for us to have been able to catch them anyway. And I don't think we'd have finished any higher up. Maybe in 11th or 12th. But we were significantly slower than Tsunoda earlier in the race. So I don't think we'd have gotten any points today, even if we had pit at the ideal time for those intermediate tyres. And it gave us a little bit more drama, racing around hard tyres in the wet, and then being up to P6 again when everybody came back into the pits for a second time. And then a nice quick finish, making a few overtakes along the way. Get ourselves back from P18 to P13, but as we start our final lap, this is as far up as we will make it. But it is a season best, and without any shadow of doubt, the best performance we've put in all season. Valtteri is now actually potentially having to let the Ferrari in second get through before the end of the race, but to be honest, he doesn't really need to. That Ferrari's not under any threat from behind. And he's not going to catch me before the end. If Alex Albon wants to pick up a random 5-second time penalty at the end of the race, that'd be lovely. Another position for me. Potentially, anyway. But that's obviously not going to happen, so... Very happy with the way that this Grand Prix went. Very happy indeed, actually. Really fun circuit. Really good setup. And a quick car. And a personal best finish of P13. I beat my teammate in P14 as Max Verstappen crosses the line. Congratulations to the Dutchman. Continually, he has either DNF'd or won the race. This time, it's the P1, not the DNF. But P13 for me is decent. I'm happy with that. A lot of entertainment in that Grand Prix as well. Really pleased with that. There goes the Ferrari. Toodle pip. Driver of the day, too. You love to see it. Driver of the day performance. Fantastic.
And that's it then for the
So, Verstappen from the two Ferrari again, who will extend the lead in the Constructors. Ferrari very strong at the beginning of this driver career. Very strong indeed. Max, though, I think, is going to be closing the gap, but not yet above any of the Ferrari drivers. He might maybe have taken Sainz, perhaps. We'll have a look. Up next is Monaco, I think. It is indeed Oh, joy of joys, I can't wait to race there. Please, for the love of God, be dry at Monaco. We'll put the... Actually, no, these will now be the older bits, I think, for the... Or the more worn bits for the car now after that Grand Prix. They've kind of swapped over. They have indeed. So we'll leave these more worn bits in for practice at Monaco. I've got some resource points. Can I spend them? And if I can, where do I? Nothing there. I could do tyre wear. I will, but I'm not going to do any more than 1 or 2 at most tyre wear upgrades, because that is where there are some bugs. Some bugs that way lie. Do I do any durability? We haven't really had any issues with durability. Turbo's probably going to be needing to be done, so we will do that. And hopefully some parts pass. Chassis parts. Oh, come on!
I know we would expect them to
Oh, come on!
Some of them have failed quality control.
I am having no luck at all with upgrades. 4 of the... Well, all 4 of the things we were doing fail. Insufficient points. I can do the weight redistribution. I'd rather do the weight reduction. What are the chances, mate? I'm having such bad luck with development. Really, really bad. We've had well, I'd say 80% failures, probably. A good 80%. So we approach the next Grand Prix. In the performance index, we're going to fall behind, I think, yet further. We could have jumped massively. To be fair, Monaco perhaps isn't the place for me to jump massively. I'm not great at Monaco anyway, so are we really that bothered by not making it a massive jump? Oh, in different conditions in the race and only the race. Lovely. So a wet Monaco then. A wet start, a dry finish. Oh, joy. Okay, fine. Monaco's going to be intriguing then. We... Actually... Only Red Bull have improved. Everyone has leveled off here. So I don't know what the problem has been with my development departments, but everyone else having the same issue, it seems. Red Bull the only team to improve. So that lessens the blow, at least. And hopefully we'll take a big jump before Spain. Hopefully they fix the bloody bug at the track at Spain before we get to Spain as well. So continually no points for me. Unfortunately, still 19th in the standings as well. Is that fair? I have a P13. Daniel has a P11. Oh, that's annoying. Albon has an 11th as well. So that's why we are slightly lower than them, because they have better, higher finishes, albeit not in the points. No points coming at Monaco, I would imagine. But we shall give it a damn good go. That will be the next one in this save, but moving forward, yeah, considering I think Max Verstappen, P1 or a DNF, he's up to 2nd, but Charles Leclerc still leads the way. His P10 in Miami, certainly the odd one out there. 8 points the difference in the drivers' standings at the moment. We'll head into round 7 for the next episode. That will come in a couple of days' time. So do drop the video a like if you've enjoyed. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and you won't miss out on any more of this, or the Football Manager save, or the My Player FC24 save, and head on over to the main channel link down below for the Chelsea save as we head very soon into Season 3 there. I'm going to go and record some Football Manager now. That's all from me for today for Formula 1. I'll see you next time.